What it do, you know what I'm saying? New Orleans Zoe back out in the bidding, you know what I'm saying? You hear me? Today we're gonna base our talking ability, you hear me, on the word that every black women in the United States use, which is the word independent. Cause I see a lot of black women use this word on a day-to-day basis, but really don't know what independent means. You know what I'm saying? Like I said on my last, you know what I'm saying, respect for Kevin Samuel, right? Like I said, I used to watch him all the time, Monday through Sunday. You dig? And the thing about it, right, is the word independent that black women use. You hear me? They use that in a wrong way. You know what I'm saying? They don't use it as the definition. They put their own terms to it. So we're going to talk about the word that black women around the United States use, because it's only black women that use this word, independent, right? Now, we're going to look at the definition, because I like to look up shit, you hear me? We're going to look at the meaning of independent. Objective: free from outside control, not depending on another's authority. Number 2, not depending on another for livelihood or substance, right? So, you're going to do that again. You know what I'm saying? Not depending on another for livelihood or substance. You know what I'm saying? So, when black women sit up here and talk about independent, you hear me? They sit up and think that independent is, oh, I can pay my bills. That's the number one thing. Oh, I can pay my bills. I don't need a man to pay my bills. I can get my hair did, my nails did, my feet did. That's what they consider independent. That's why if you look around on every social media, you hear me? You always hear a black woman saying, hey, I'm independent. So when you ask her, you be like, okay, well, what does independent to you mean? What does that mean? First thing they'll say is, oh, I can pay my bills. But if we go and use the definition of independent, you know what I'm saying? The definition, like I said before, you heard me? Not depending on another for livelihood. So, independent actually mean not depending on nobody. You know what I'm saying? If you're on government assistance, that's dependent on somebody. If you're making car payments, that's depending on somebody for livelihood. If you're making mortgage payment on a house, that's depending on livelihood. If you're making payments to an apartment that you stay at, even if it's $800, $900, $1,200, $1,500, that is dependent on livelihood. That's an assistance, right? So, black women have to stop using that word independent. You see a lot of women go out this motherfucker, you hear me? Because they can get their hair did and their did that. Oh, okay, well, it's independent. That's not no independent status. And like I said before, independent is when you can go purchase something without even making payments on anything. That's the true definition of independent. That's the definition that they use in Webster Dictionary. You know what I'm saying? So, black women have to stop using that shit. They have to stop using the word independent because you're not independent. If you're dependent on something, if you're paying rent, if you're paying car payment, if you're paying any type of payment for anything that's depending on livelihood. That's what the definition I just wrote to you. That's what the independent is. You know what I'm saying? So, black women, let's really talk. You hear me? Let's really talk about how your nails, your hair, your toes is not being independent. Let's talk about how you're on government assistance, food stamps, whatever the case may be that the government give you, child support, is not independent. Like I was just listening to the news, you hear me? Where they were talking about the Roe versus Wade. You know what I'm saying? The government focusing on the wrong shit. On the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? What they need to turn they focus on, they need to turn their focus on child support. That's what they need to do, you hear me? Because there's a lot of black bitches out here, you hear me, that's living on child support. That's the reason why a lot of black guys are not even working at a job. Because if I go and work at a job and I'm on child support, you're going to take what the fuck I'm working hard for. Guys, if you hear black women say, hey, I'm independent, I don't need a man, get away from the table and leave. If a woman can't answer a simple question that you ask her, get up and leave. Because that's basically what black women does is when you ask them a simple question, they'll go around the question and come back and ask you a question and think that you supposed to answer their question before they answer your question. And then the thing about it is, they always say, this is what black women always say, well, I'm not like other women. I'm not like other women. Yes, the fuck you are. I hate to hear black women say, oh, I don't need a man. But you see 13 on up women on dating website saying the same shit. Who in the fuck is gonna take you when all you think about is, I'm independent, I don't need a man? Who in the fuck is gonna take you, you hear me? If your mind frame is on, oh, I need me a little vibe. A vibe? Ain't you was born in the 80s, 70s, 60s? The fuck is you talking about a little vibe for? Them are for 18, 17, 16 teenager to say. 19, 20-year-old to say. Not a grown-ass woman at 30 and on up talking about a vibe. No. When you hear a woman say that, hey, I'm looking for a vibe, she's not looking for no fucking man. She's looking for a guy that's going to come and pay her bills. That's why you see a lot of these guys out here that are in the friend zone. You're in the friend zone for a reason. You're in a friend zone so, hey, I can actually call on you. Hey, I know I ain't going to give you no pussy. You just a friend. Hey, can you help me to pay my bill? You're in a friend zone. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. You hear me? I'm giving it to you blood raw, you dig? That's what I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you blood raw. Because I'm getting tired of black women using these fucking words, toxic and independent, and I'm a boss chick, and I'm a bad bitch. And then you look at them and you be like, okay, well, all this, what does that make you saying all this shit? It don't make you shit, because guys really don't give a fuck. Broke guys would care if you making money or not. Guys that are successful, they don't give a fuck about your money. They want to know what type of woman is going to be submissive and cooperative. What type of woman that's going to be feminine. Guys don't want to fuck with females that run their mouth and shake their ass out in public and all that shit, wearing little ass shorts to clubs and shit like that. Guys don't want that shit. Only broke guys. Broke guys will actually love that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, let's get back to that word independent. Because I see too much of that shit on social media. I'm independent, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then the thing about it, you actually look at them and you be like, okay, well, do you own your car? No, I'm making payments. So how the fuck is you independent? You making payments? That's assistant. That means that you need help. You need a bank to come in and say, hey, listen, we'll give you a chance. That's an assistant. That means that you couldn't front the money up, the full amount of money. So you get an assistant with banks. Just like mortgage payment on a house. You don't have the money to pay for a house, the full $400,000, $300,000, $600,000 on a house. So what you'll do is you say, hey, listen, I have the money, or you go and get a loan for a mortgage place. That's an assistant. That's not independent. That's not. Apartments. If you're on government assistance, right, that is not independent status. That's not. That is not independent status. Even if you're getting your hair did, you know what I'm saying? And you go to a woman and say, hey, listen, I want to get my hair did. She's assisting you to getting your hair did. Like I said, the Webster Dictionary says not depending on another for livelihood. Let's talk, fellas. Because like I said, I'm going to keep Kevin Samuel shit keep going, you hear me? I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm a Haitian nigga till I die, you dig? But I'm going to keep this shit going because it's too many women, too many black women out here that are destroying families, that are destroying their kids' lives by putting bullshit in it. You got women that are 13 on up with kids, girl kids, that ain't even sent down and tell them, hey, don't do the shit that I did. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of black women are not going to take accountability. You hear a lot of black women that say, hey, your father ain't shit. Don't worry about your father. He would never be shit. He ran out on the family. No, he didn't. He didn't run out on the family. You did some shit for him to say, you know what, fuck it. Because there's a lot of guys that wants to be in their kid's life, but because of you as a woman put this negative shit into your kid's life to where your kids start to hate their own father, now it's like the guy say, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not. I let you handle this shit. I see a lot of women around this bitch celebrating Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 50s, the 40s, the 30s mothers that are still living. I don't give a fuck about the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s mother. The 50s, the 40s, and the 30s, and the 20s was the real traditional wives. The real traditional wives. Yeah, the real traditional wives. Not that fake shit, you know what I'm saying? Not this new age shit. Not the Generation X, the baby boomers. We talking about 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, 10s. These are the women that was born to, hey, I'm going to choose a husband. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to walk around that bitch and, oh, I'm independent. Oh, I'm a boss chick. You hear me? Nah, these were women that say, you know what? A family is more important than anything else. Now you got this new generation where you got women walking around that are in their 60s and 70s and 80s talking about, hey, I'm independent. Stop it. You are destroying the lives of your kids. You are destroying the lives of black community. It's the truth. Like I said, I'm going to keep this shit going. I'm going to keep this shit going until black women realize, hey, you need a fucking husband. You need a husband. Like Kevin Samuel said, when you 65 and you don't retire, who the fuck that's gonna be there when no kid is gonna be there? Your kids is not gonna be there. You ain't gonna have no husband. What the fuck is you gonna be doing at the age of 65? That's the thing about that you need to understand. What are you gonna be doing at the age of 65? That independent shit is a wrap. Last year, the government actually said out their mouth, hey, within the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, there won't be no more government assistance. There won't be no more child support. There won't be nothing that the government is going to help a black woman out with. Look what they're doing right now with their Roe versus Wade. They're going to, everything that was giving these women the lead, the upper over men, they finna start overturning that shit. There's a lot of women out here, guys that are locked up in prison. I say over 75% of guys that's locked up in prison is because of a woman lying, a woman lying, a woman lying, a woman lying. Black women, you got to stop it. You know what I'm saying? Don't run out. Don't walk out. Don't say, hey, Black Lives Matter because you see a black guy get killed. No. To all the women that got their own podcasts and to all the women that got their talk show, talk positive about black men. Talk positive about black males. Stop downing us, you hear me? Just to get money in your pocket. Because I could do the same thing in reverse and talk about black women. I can. And I'm going to. On this platform right here, I'm going to. That's what I'm going to do. Because I get tired of this shit. I get tired of this shit, tired of this shit, tired of this shit. There's a lot of women, single mother that's out here, and the father's not in their kids' life because of the women's. It's not because of the father, it's because of the women. On their independent status. Like I said, I'm saluting on Mother's Day. I'm saluting the mothers that was born in the 10s, the 20s. If you living or dead, I'm saluting y'all. I'm celebrating y'all. Like I said, the women that was born in 1910s, 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, 1950. Everything else, after 50 and on up, I ain't saluting. And I ain't celebrating shit. Because y'all the one that destroyed motherfucking black family. So, like I said, we're going to keep this going. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? This is my new channel. You dig? New Orleans Zoe 504, you heard me? We're going to keep this going. I'm going to always say after my content, Hey, rest in peace to Kevin Samuel. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuel. Because a lot of young males, a lot of black young males actually helped them out, because a lot of black young males, a lot of black young males, you hear me, growed up without a father. So Kevin Samuel was a front runner for black males. And I salute that from the bottom of my heart, you hear me? I salute that. After every content, it's going to be rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. I don't give a fuck what women like it. I don't give a fuck what nigga like it, you hear me? It's going to always be represent, you know what I'm saying, for Kevin Samuels. Because he didn't have to do it, but he did it because ain't no other guy going to stand up, you hear me? But I'm finna stand up, you dig? A New Orleans Haitian nigga, I'ma stand up. One thing about me is, I ain't gonna let these women out here disrespect black males. Cause I'm a black male. I'm a European Haitian dude, you hear me? So I ain't finna let nobody, no black women in the United States say, hey, this niggas ain't shit, black males ain't shit. Nah, y'all ain't shit. Y'all women need to stop using the word independent. Exactly like that. Y'all don't even know what the fuck independent mean. Y'all don't. Salute y'all, you hear me? Rest in peace, Kevin Samuel. I'm out here, baby.